Hey there, everybody. Happy Sunday to you. It's December the 5th. I hope you're having a great day. I've got more of these sweet little notepad notebooks, mini journals, mini glue book. Man, these things just have all kinds of uses here. So let's go through and see what we have. Each of these belly banded packets contains two of these 3x5 3.5 by 5.5 notebooks that are filled with all kinds of chunky papers. So they make wonderful gifts, great stocking stuffers. Let's start off with a little bit of celestial magic called the moon. You can see the belly band is kind of like a little, it's a way for me to hold these two journals together and get them shipped to you, but it's also a way to, as you, let's say you're using this as a glue book, and you can kind of be able to make a quick closure for your book or your books or whatever. Okay, this is called the moon. Let's see what we have here. The moon, man, the moon is such a magical, magical thing, isn't it? It's hard to believe that the universe said, I think we'll put this planet up there and we'll call it the moon, and it will control the oceans, and it will maybe even control moods, and it will maybe even control a little bit of chaos. Because, you know, we got to have a little bit of chaos, right? I think I have this upside down. There we go. Sorry. Might have a little bit of chaos. We might have a little bit of love. You know, we think about the moon and we think about moonstruck. And, you know, moonstruck means being awestruck, being love-struck. The moon is very personal to women, of course. Our cycles coincide with the moon. When you think of that planet up there, it's not just like some sort of random thing, people. It's like an important part of life here on planet Earth. You know, trips have been made to the moon. There's talk about colonization of the moon. One of my very favorite things in the whole wide world are these 1950s sci-fi movies, you know, in those lots of people are traveling to the moon, and the moon is already colonized, and of course there's a booger on the moon, or there's a monster, or there's a parasite, or whatever. So, you know, sometimes space, just in its entirety, gets kind of a little bit of a bad rap, doesn't it? There's always some sort of horrible danger. And, you know, there probably is. But, you know, what would Star Trek be without the nemesises, right? That are constantly plaguing everyone. So I think it's, anyway, that's just like one of my favorite things is sci-fi movies and the moon. I'm a real moon girl. I had a booking agency for years, and the name of my booking agency was called Moonstruck. All right, so we have Moonstruck. We've got another moon-themed couple of notebooks here. This one's called Our Hearts. Now, keep in mind, y'all, that the belly bands and these words, they're at your discretion. You can use these as maybe a guys and girls love journal, love notes, trading back and forth, or, you know, you can discount this altogether and just use these as you see fit. We have two here. We have another moon-themed little book, and I say these are junk journals because honestly, guys, I just took my junk pages that I had from other projects and used them to make these books. You have 70-pound sketch paper, some bristle board, lots of cardstock to play with. There's some 30-pound paper in here. So lots of very different sorts of papers and backgrounds and things for dream of the good things to come. That's a nice little journal jump off right there, isn't it? It's a nice little journal entry prompt. I forgot to turn my fireplace on. I've been listening to crackling fire, but we've been downstairs watching the F1 race from Abu Dhabi, and it was a really good race. This says History of the World. See, those things really go nicely together, don't they? History of the world and the moon and the planet Earth and all that good stuff. And this is a rather kind of a book-ish cover on this. Maybe you're a book reader and you want to keep book notes in a little book like this. It's very simple to manage. They're small, 3.5 by 5.5. You can stick them in your coat pocket. You can stick them in a purse, in a bag, whatever you kind of carry around with you. You can stick them in the console of your car and journal. You know, maybe I had to go back to work, like not just work, my my company, but I had to go back to work about 10 years ago. And it was really after being out of the workforce for many, many years, and my co-workers were teenagers, and it was super stressful. I would sit in the parking lot and literally write myself notes to cheer myself up before I went into work. So maybe, you know, you might need to do something, might need to do something like that. Anytime I think that we have some sort of what am I trying to say? Cataclysmic, there we go, event in our lives, you know, it really does help sometimes to, you know what, it helps all the time to get your thoughts down on paper. And what you choose to do with that paper is kind of up to you. You know, you can keep that paper and refer back to those notes and thoughts and opinions and observations, or you can do what I do and keep it for a couple of years and then I'll recycle it, or I have a really nice big purge party and just burn those suckers. Whatever you want to do is right for you. This one is called Loved. It has like I think this is called I don't know what this pattern is. What is it? Y'all are yelling it, but I can't hear you. It's nice pops of gold here. I want to say herringbone, but I don't think that's right. And of course, we've got that sweet, love this paper. This is from a library copy of The Messiah. And it was one of those vintage library books. It's a Bristol board. Bristol board is nice because it's like a small piece of poster board. Really fun to sketch upon and glue book upon and collage and write down your memories or your plans or your hopes or your ambitions or your secrets, right? Secrets are a fun thing to write down. I'm not fond of telling my secrets, but I like to write them down. And then I like to burn them. So there you go. It kind of gets it out of your head. Sometimes you do just have to get out of your head. Think too much. My little Mia is making her a nest over on her futon. It used to be my futon, but now it's her futon. And I keep blankets all piled up for her. And she's working. She just had her snack. She had some turkey. A froze turkey for the doggies on Thanksgiving, and they've really been enjoying it this week. This is a similar book to Loved. This one's called Grateful, but same thing, y'all. So let's pull the gratitude journal, the golden moments of life, you know, and you've got the fleur-de-lis here, which is really interesting. I like the pops of gold. I think they really add a lot of interest. And over the next week or so, I will be adding a lot of things to the shop. I added some printables today, which are chippy printables. So they are $2.25, and then you can print them and cut them out and use them for journaling or for collage, whatever you want to do. Lots of pretty papers to look at. Nothing quite like a blank page. I love a blank page. To me, it's an invitation to write, to draw, to decorate, to draw circles upon. I love circles. We've got a bit of mushroom. The belly band says, live each day. Maybe you are on a gratitude practice and you're thinking about enhancing your life just by changing your thoughts from negative into positive. And anytime you can write down your thoughts, it's really helpful to change your mind, change your attitude, take that frown, turn it upside down, as I've heard folks say. Lots of really pretty papers here. And you got 10 pages, 10 sheets of paper. You've got 20 pages to play with. And like I said, they're a bit chunky from the get-go because of the heft and weight and thickness of the papers that I've put in here. You may want to buy a few and put one in your purse and one in your knapsack, maybe one in your coat pocket when you go out for a morning walk. Nature is so beautiful this time of year, even though it's cold. When it's super cold and you've been outside and you come in your warm house, man, that's a lot of gratitude right there, isn't it? That is something to be grateful for each and every day. 4 walls and a roof. And then, talking about gratitude, we have another little set of books called Thankful. Same thing here. We've got mushrooms here. Mushrooms grow on dead wood. Think about that. Think about the analogy of that. Things grow from dead things. So sometimes during this time of year when it's dark and damp and cold and the world just doesn't seem very inviting and everything's died, think about all the good things that come from that. The seeds have an opportunity to nestle into the soil. The soil rejuvenates and re-energizes itself. Everything goes into stasis, has a time to rest, renew, recharge, revitalize. And then in the spring, everything comes out colorful and lovely and live again. Just from that deadness that does happen in the world. And that's the cycle of life. Sometimes these things are hard to get back going. I guess I shouldn't have made the book so thick. I should have made the belly band a little bit bigger. But if I make it bigger, it doesn't hold them quite so snugly. I do like the way they're held snugly. All right, you guys, these books will be going in the shop a little later on today. 2 books are $7.50. Shipping is $5. If you purchase more than 1 set, your shipping, of course, goes way down. Thanks for hanging out with me. Remember to support those small batch makers this year during the holidays, and not just the holidays, but for every day. Support local, support your local artists, support your local small businesses. Y'all be good, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.